What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You are now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are with Rocklee, b-boy, DJ, entrepreneur, and owner of Legit Barbershop, Macau, probably about to expand in the future. So, introduce yourself.
Yo, I'm Rocklee, real name Luis, from Macau. I'm a barber. Been into hip hop for more than a decade, mostly b-boying and DJing.
Cool. Well, for my question is, how did you get into what you do in terms of the barber area?
I think growing up, I'm a very curious kid. You know, I always have interest in many things. But then barbering was something that I felt it's necessary to do it because nobody can give me a good fade in Macau. Ever since I got a good fade in Chicago, and I felt like I can't go back with normal haircuts no more because that thing was tight. You know, that style was really fresh. It makes me feel confident. So I want that confidence that somebody can give me and nobody can give me back home. So at the end, I learned to do it myself. As I learned to do it myself, and I had this crazy idea, how about I try to do it on my friends? It and slowly became a hobby. From hobby, it became a career and business. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I see it as you're enjoying the process, living in that moment, and it turned into something that you did not expect, but you were in the flow state.
Yeah, I enjoy every moment of it. It's been 4 years, and especially the time that I tell people that I cut hair, and people thought I was crazy. People think I was like joking because nobody thought that, oh, you've been dancing for more than a decade. Why the hell you start cutting hair? But that was the moment that I felt like it's okay that nobody see what you're doing, because vision is something that only you can see it. So they don't see what I see after 4 years, because I already foresee that where I'm going with this.
Visualization. But for the next question, I think that will relate more. What are rewarding and the challenges in the process? Your personal view.
My personal view on the challenges of the process?
Yeah, like the challenges you had to go through and what was rewarding out of it. Let's connect it to earlier you said people couldn't see the vision.
I think the main two challenges is your lack of knowledge and lack of time, because I was a full-time employee on other industry, so I have to sacrifice my time for sleeping, sacrifice my time for hanging out with my friends and family, and I sacrifice all the time to learn that, to put in work to keep cutting hair, and also practicing, like training my craft. You know, like I travel out there to learn more about the craft. So it's sacrificing time, and the lack of knowledge was the main challenges, you know. Like, it wasn't about anybody not believing in me, you know, but that kept me hungry, you know. Like, the more it was challenging, the more I want to learn more, you know.
And the more you wanted the results of what you could see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And for next question, it's what and how do you feel about Hong Kong, Macau, and maybe overall Asia's approach in the art of what you do, and how it could probably improve, let's say?
Well, personally, I got into barber culture before the vintage pompadour slick back trend, because that shit blew up in 2014-15. Everybody want to do that slick back haircuts, and then that vintage barbershop. Everybody went that kind of hype, but I felt Macau and Hong Kong people only get that. They only understand on the up to that extent, you know, like, oh, it's about the vintage, it's about the old school haircuts. But barbering is more than that, even from the styles and culture, because you have like urban shops, you have like modern shops, you know, it's a creative industry. Like, I gotta give credit to the old school hairstyle to bring back the craft, but we shouldn't be stuck there after 4 or 5 years, because barbering is more than just old school. So this is the thing that I think Macau and Hong Kong is kind of like, sometimes they are very late on absorbing like culture. So people even ask like, hey, are you the first barbershop in Macau? And I will say no, but I can say I created the first modern urban barbershop in Macau. So sometimes like people just see, they can only understand up to an extent on mainstream media. So I hope people do a little bit more research than just, you know, like getting their info from mainstream culture, you know.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Again, I mentioned this before, I used to sell toys.
Yeah.
And they would always ask me, did Toys R Us buy yet? If they did, then we'll buy.
Yeah.
So they always want to follow, and I just feel that the creativeness of leadership can be encouraged more in an area like where we are, to be honest. That's how I feel personally.
Yep.
And for next question is, what would you, if anything, would like to suggest or address to everyone else who are aspiring to become like you?
I think you gotta be honest with yourself. Like, why are you doing what you want to do? Because a lot of people get that idea is like, oh, is that because you can make a lot of money, that's why you're doing what you're doing? And I said, if money motivates you to become a barber, then you'll be very tired, because we stand like 8 hours a day in cutting hair. You know what I'm talking about? And if you don't love this, you don't have that obsession for cutting hair, getting a good fade for a client, you'll never be happy to do this. So my advice is, you have to be honest with yourself. If you really love to do this, you know, like whatever, not just barbering, anything, that you have to be honest with yourself that this is my obsession. Like DJing, like I was obsessed with it. It was never about like I want to become a DJ for clubs, for a living. I tried, but I was not really happy. So at first, like, you have to make sure this is like something that you're in love with. This is like not just like kind of interest. You have to be obsessed with it. You know what I mean? When you're obsessed with it, you're halfway there. So make sure you're obsessed with something, you know. But even you're obsessed with it, to make it a career, it could be something else. So like, for me as a b-boy, I try to make it as a career. DJ as well. But when I made it into a career, I was not happy about the nature of that career. But then I found barbering. I actually like the nature of barbering, because barbering at the end is not just about giving a good haircut. It's also about service. It's about how you make that person feel on your chair. You're getting somebody trust within an hour. You know, after an hour, a stranger became your friend, became your client. I like that process of gaining somebody's trust. So what you like turning into a career, it could be something else. So keep exploring, you know, keep finding the purpose, your purpose, you know. But make sure you're obsessed with that thing that you want to do.
Okay. Deep. I can understand though. Next is, what makes your approach unique compared to your competitors?
I think my blueprint has been copied many times. My recipe, You know, you can copy anybody's recipe, but the sauce will not taste the same. And my approach is always innovating. It's always updating my formula. Once you try to bite me, it's fine. Because the next day I could be doing something different, something new. So it's about creativity, innovation. Because barbering, haircut industry is a creative industry. And I got that mindset from hip hop. Because hip hop, you have to be original. And that pushes me like doing something new, and pushes me like getting better at my skills, but also be creative. Like haircut wise, marketing wise, and also overall, it just keep pushing my mind. Like you should not repeat whatever you have already done, you know, like, because repeating moves is a no-go in hip hop.
Yeah.
So that's my approach, you know, like it's more like more involved, like inspired by the hip hop mindset, you know.
Okay. And next is who do you look up to most? Could be family or anyone else.
Well, number one is my mom, because the way I am is pretty much 99% of how she is. She's an entrepreneur, like back in the day in the beauty industry. So she always tell me like you have to keep looking ways to do what you love. That's why I'm here. And she always tell me to be humble, like just stay humble. Like don't let the short-term success, you know, mislead you. And yeah, when you get something, like even people around you, my mom teach me like don't let the little people, I mean some people and some success to blind you from your focus to your goals. You know, you have to see the bigger picture. So my mom is like my mentor. And my mentor, my barber mentor, Roel, you know, he's the one who gave me a good fade. So I always look up to him, because when he cut my hair, he was just working at somebody's shop as well. So now he's also a very successful shop owner, brand owner. Shout out to Rockstar Barbers in Chicago. You know, without them I wouldn't be here. And yeah, my barbers into Legit, you know, my cousin, he's my business partner. So all these people like built me up, you know, I always look up to them. And
okay. And in the process, maybe emotional barriers, outside critics, non-supporters, if it didn't affect you, great. Or if you had to go through a process of going through that, then I'd like to hear about it.
Wow, at the end of the day, you know, you have a big price to pay, you know, being an entrepreneur. You know, you have a lot, I have a lot of times I want to kill myself. I'm not joking.
I can relate.
It's painful, you know, sometimes like it's like your brain just hit rock bottom, and it's just these things in your mind, and just having these voices tell you you're not good enough, and you see people that you know closest to you are not supporting you, and you feel really disappointed. But then you look again, there's still people who wants to see you win. So I focus on that. And I learned to reprogram my mind. You know, it's like if I can think so negatively, why I can't think about the good things, the good days will come. And at the end, I have a way of thinking, like my mind is like a phone. It's like there are bugs. So I have to write my own updates to fix those bugs, stop bothering my mind, and I can focus my daily operation, and my brain will be like, okay, no more overthinking, like back in the game, you know. So it's constantly battle, you know, inside my mind. But slowly I get better at it. Those negative thoughts will come back anytime, but it's not gonna stay long. The more I work with it, the least the negativity will be here.
And the more you fine-tune your circle
Yes.
consistently.
Yeah, like you have to find the people who support you, want to see you win. It doesn't matter how famous you be, how successful you be, you know. Do it for the people want to see you win, you know. Do it for yourself. Eventually, people come in and out, and you have the right people with you.
Well, I got one personal question on
Yeah.
my end that's not on
Yeah.
that list before the last one.
Okay.
What about having really great close friends that supported you throughout the process, but normally as a good person, you would have to not be on their side at some point if you know they had their mistakes? How do you feel about that? And sometimes it could burn a bridge or not. Depends, right?
I think it's not about right or wrong, you know, like in life, people walk in and out in your life. People have their life to live, you know, they have their own path, you know, and I don't want to be anybody to be like judging, you know, like sometimes people walk out of your life, it's their choice, and it's also for the better. It's like some movie when it ends, that character is not gonna be on the second sequel or third sequel. Maybe it's just meant to leave that trilogy. So if you think about that, it's kind of, yeah, that's it. It's over. Like you have your career to go, you have your life path to go. Yes, maybe at the end of that separation was not that nice, but I can always have a choice to be walking my own path away from them and not to say anything negative, because I'm not perfect either, and people have their life to live, and it's meant to be. It's good for both of us. You know what I'm talking about? And at the end, we have good times too. You know, we learn from each other. We have a lifetime together. So that what it matters. But if I hear you still talking about me, that's good. It's still publicity. Still like, oh, you still miss me. You still talk about me, like maybe good or bad won't affect me anymore, because it's like I said, it's not the same movie anymore. It's not the same universe. Like it's like Marvel and DC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just maybe one episode we have a crossover, but then you have to walk your own way, and I have to walk mine, and that's it. You know, then I don't have to be dragged down to that negativity and start talking about me. You know, that's it.
Cool. Well, last question is what to expect. You don't have to tell them your strategy, but maybe around 2020, anything you may want to share that you've been thinking of, or something that would happen, if there's any.
Well, I think most important is just consistency, you know, just focus on my own people, my team, my family, and my shop. You know, I don't have to be like thinking too ahead. So this year and next year, I think I stay consistent on what I do. I take care of the shop and my clients, and also focus more on education, because I love this craft. I like to share it. I'm gonna do more. You know, I want to do more for myself. You know, I've been doing so much for the shop and the craft. You know, like other than that, I wanna have a peace of mind. You know, just living my life. You know, spend more time with my family and friends, having a good balance. That's my goal.
Okay, understandable. And to be honest, we all work hard because of our loved ones anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's about it. And ladies and gentlemen, before I say the end, make sure to look at the description area, and we're going to have some links there to find out more about Luis Rocklee, entrepreneur, DJ, b-boy, and tuning out Kinetic Outcome.
Yeah, boy. We good.